session by session, we've covered almost everything. Marketing is right. Marketing we just got done with. So what is left? We did manufacturing, we did financing, we did IPOs, we did a panel discussion on HR and other issues. Now we did digital marketing. So what's left? Any guesses? Logistics. What we're still missing is logistics. And the next speaker that we have will address that topic. I would request Somji to come and introduce the speaker. Sonal to come and introduce the speaker. My mistake.
Request you all to be seated.
Yep.
We still have a lucky draw and a very interesting speaker now. So please.
Thank you everyone for giving this opportunity to introduce one of the eminent speaker, Aneel Gambhir ji. So Aneel Gambhir ji is the Chief Financial Officer at DTDC Express Limited, one of the India's leading integrated express logistic provider, operating the largest physical network of customer access points in the country. Aneel ji has a rich and varied experience of over 30 years across various verticals as diverse as accounts, finance, taxation, treasury operations, and audit. He recently moved to DTDC Express as CFO after a long and very successful stint of 25 years at Blue Dart. He has been instrumental in promoting financial excellence and reporting while keeping an eye on the critical cost factor. Anil ji is responsible for strategic formation and its implementation, investor relations, accounting, sourcing of funds, costing and risk management at DTDC. At Blue Dart, Anil ji had led transformational journey twice, cost optimization and efficiency improvement projects, and plugged revenue leakages. He has been avid supporter of ESG program and has led various initiatives at Blue Dart, including voluntarily reporting, UN Pledge, diversity and governance. Some of his accolades, he has been conferred with various accolades and recognition, some of which include CFO Next 100 Award at the CFO Next 100 Award 2016, recognized as one of the top 100 upcoming finance leaders of India Inc. at the 4th Annual CFO Next 100 2015 Award, to name a few. Anil ji is also certified as a senior advisor for First Choice program, a group-wide customer-centered assurance and operational excellence Six Sigma program. Apart from that, in his social life, Anilji's family is ever ready to help needy people, some of his service to the society. During the lockdown, he has helped around 100 patients by reaching medicines on time within India and abroad. Almost 50 oxygen concentrators were arranged for needy patients. He also helped by distribution of food packets during COVID. He further helped in distribution of mobiles, laptops across country through Care for India NGO to get poor and needy students educated when online classes started. Anilji fits to be a perfect Rotarian as well. So we welcome our last showstopper speaker, Aneel Gambhir ji. Please welcome him.
Good evening, all of you. I'm the last speaker, as you know, but then let me tell you the excitement which was created by Kedarji. I think all of us must be wondering that how do we lay hands on 18,000 crore, right? We are excited to get at least, if not 18,000 part of it. I can't promise you 18,000, but definitely I can tell you, or I'll take you to some places where at least some money you can get, which probably is hidden, and we don't know how can we get that money. I'll definitely promise to you that we will reach to that level, and you'll say, yes, we can, at least some money we can pick it on the table. So with that, I think before I go to my presentation, first thing first, even the previous speaker, Harishji, was talking about the importance of technology. I think what we have seen over a period of time, when it comes to technology, most of these entrepreneurs, especially in MSME category, have apprehension in mind, which used to be earlier there, which over a period of time has been reducing, that my business is at stake. While that thing probably over a period of time now getting subsided, it is not going to put your business at risk, rather is going to support your business. And those kind of things you will see in my presentation, that what kind of apprehension, what kind of thoughts, what kind of difficulties which you face. We were facing earlier, in current scenario we are also facing, but then how can we overcome those challenges? And most of the places you will find the technology will support you. So that's where the idea is that let's assume technology is, like previous speaker said, is a friend, is a beast, is not a beast, is a friend, is a slave for me to make my business successful. I think that's first thing we should have in mind. Technology is not here to take away your business. Technology is here as a partner for you to grow business. I think as an entrepreneur, most of you, if not all, are successful businessmen. You have done, you have seen your journey, you have been doing your business or trying to grow your business. So I'm not here to teach you how do you do your business. I'm only trying to give you few thoughts. How can your business become smoother, or difficulties which you face can be taken care, so that your journey continues and you continue to grow in your endeavor. First, very briefly, let's have a context as to what role this particular MSME platform plays in Indian economy. It's very, very vibrant and plays very important role. How many know what is the contribution of MSME in Indian economy? Is a percentage. That's almost 30% and growing. And is growing and likely to be 50% by 2030. So you can imagine today any big industry which wants to grow, from where does it get most of the input? It comes from MSME category. So that becomes so vital to make sure that when country is growing, the bigger organization grow, that is basis the pillar or basis the foundation which MSME provides. That's one. At the same time, from employment point of view, I think 50% of the employment of country is generated by this particular platform, which is MSME platform. So you can imagine the kind of vital role which we are playing in the country, and we will continue to play going forward also. And that's all on all of us to take it together and to rise to the challenge and continue to grow. The pace of growth is also going to be accelerated with the kind of development which is happening in infrastructure, the kind of growth which is happening through various programs, and that's where government has been focusing on various initiatives for MSME categories, be from resources point of view, from enabling, from compliance, from availability of capital. All of that has been focused on by government to make this particular sector as a robust sector to grow. I think we all know, I'm sure all of you would have gone through this, that what kind of, it's not just the rural, but even in the smaller villages, there are people who play that role to be part of this MSME and to make sure that there's a regional imbalances are taken care. So when you talk about policy, from the 2006 onward, many policies and many special funds have been created for the growth of country, and I'll especially talk about two funds or two schemes of the government. One scheme is employment generation program, which actually is very, very popular in smaller towns and villages, where you had many unemployed people who were earlier not getting jobs. Now they can become entrepreneur and provide jobs to others. This is the kind of scheme where government is supporting employment in smaller towns and villages. By providing subsidies, by providing loans, you can take care of, so all the schemes can be availed basis the category in which the businessman or the person or the entrepreneur falls in. Second scheme, again from the credit point of view, sometimes because of limited resources, SME category people are not able to get required finances. And here is some kind of guarantee. By paying a small premium, the guarantee can be used to get higher funding for the projects or the investments or the endeavor which you are running. If you have any question, you can always even raise it so that it remains now, because in last session, so if it is interactive, it will be helpful. So having understood these two schemes, let's look at it. Straightway coming to the topic for me, that what are the challenges SMEs face. And I will try to categorize, though there are 7 or 8 challenges, but top 5 challenges I try to put in here. Very, very broad. Because business is small, there is a limited capacity to invest. Obviously, when most of the time you will hear from people, I could have grown much more, but the fact remains is that I don't have money. My money is stuck in receivables. My money, or I have a customer, but I don't have money to invest. So that's where capital limitation or working capital requirement, or the working capital not being there sufficient for turning around business, or having capacity to do more business gets hampered. Then earlier, rather I would say pre-pandemic, if I take you back to that scenario, most of the time people were finding it difficult, can we get good technology solutions? Thanks to startup, many of the solutions are now available, which SME category can adopt at a much lower cost as compared to earlier requirement of investing huge money, putting your servers and other technology stuff in your business, because that time people had not recognized the power of cloud computing, which irrespective of your location can be adopted by any business from a smallest unit to the largest capacity which is available. That confidence came in during pandemic, when we saw businesses were closed, but still many of the businesses were closed, but still systems were running, because most of the applications are on cloud, and we took advantage of the cloud computing during that period, and people got confidence that yes, business can be done by investing lesser money and by using cloud infrastructure. Then market reach. Hitherto, SME business used to be in a city, in a town, or maybe surrounding areas. Now, there is no boundary, and that's what we will talk about. Now, entire globe is your customer. What is at your feet? People say that, right? You can reach anywhere. The moment you have net presence, or the moment you have a social media presence, you are across the world. Anybody can reach you from anywhere. That's the kind of market reach you have, and that's what we will talk about. And another thing, which was regulatory compliances, which most of them were very, very difficult. Government has taken cognizance of that, and some of them have been removed, some of them have been made online, so that business focuses on business rather than more bothering about compliances. So let's look at what are the challenges which we have in each category, and some of the solutions were listed here, and while quite a few of them have been covered earlier as a technology solution or otherwise, but then let's look at it, what all things which are not covered. We'll discuss those solutions or those points much more in detail, and I will try and be brief about the topics which have already been covered. So let's look at capital requirement. We just saw that government has been offering incentives and subsidies on various programs, but additionally there are many more platforms available. I'm sure you would have seen many SME platforms where people are raising capital to do their business, and that is progressing. You know how many companies raised money on SME platform in 2023 is a calendar year? About 180 companies raised 4,600 crore plus money by listing on SME platform. So that's the additional platform which hitherto people are not using as much. The data for the previous year is about 1,800 crore raised by 109 companies. So this year more than 180 companies have taken 4,800 crore plus money raised on the SME platform. That's where we are talking about the sources of capital. It's through IPO. So you bring there are in stock exchange, there are SME platforms available where if you need money, through complying with certain processes, you can list your company on SME platform, and where people can subscribe to the shares of your company. So there are 180 companies in 2023 raised about 4,800 crore plus for their businesses. And let me tell you, after listing, those shares also getting traded, there are many companies who created much bigger value. So basis the valuation, you have a share price, but after having got listed, because those people have been able to generate much better business than what was expected, obviously the values have increased. So there are stocks which are given 1,000 times or 500 times or 200 times returns on the issue price. I mean, that's the kind of interest is there on SME platforms. Startup, basis the certain, there are criteria basis which you can go there. Immediately for starting your business, you may not get it. But then at a certain stage of business, you can always, when you need more money for expansion, then you can explore that option.
For startups, particularly cash-based payments, wherein one of the facilities offered by banks and receivables exchange. You can show light on that.
I'll be covering that working capital thing. I'll be covering that.
You can throw some light on procedure how our startups own our SME businesses. They can benefit from RXIS.
Perfect, perfect. So cloud-based solution and online presence and all that we have seen, which makes capital accessible to you. Let me move directly to working capital part. And one of the speakers earlier spoken about that there are certain rules made by government whereby earlier there used to be unlimited credit period. Now those days are gone. Now, even if you sign a contract for a credit period of 60 days or 90 days with a company, that is no more valid. The maximum credit, if you are registered under MSME category, the maximum allowed period is only 45 days. It will override your contractual obligations. So even if somebody says you need to give me credit for 90 days, sorry, even if contract you sign, you are liable or you are eligible to get your payment within 45 days from the date of your supply or acceptance of goods. So normally permitted is 15 days, maximum it can go up to 45 days. Now here is that 1800 crore or 18,000 crore thing comes in. If company delays your payment beyond 45 days, there is a penalty, and penalty is huge. And no businessman, especially from the organized sector, would look at paying that penalty. And today they are forced to pay that penalty for delay unknowingly. The fact remains that if you delay payment beyond 45 days, from that day onwards till the time you make a payment, they have to pay interest at the rate 3 times of the bank rate. So if bank rate is say 7%, they have to pay interest at the rate of 21% for the period they have defaulted. Now here let me tell you another thing, and that reference of 18,000 crore. Everybody, nobody is outside this if they are dealing with it. Point number 1. Now here comes the money gain which you can do. Most of the time we are happy because we are chasing for money, we got our money. If not 45th day, 60th day or 90th day we got money. We don't bother about it. The fact remains is that you can claim that interest, and you should claim that interest from the customer, because he has to provide that in books of account. If he does not provide for that interest in books of account, it's compulsory for him to provide. He will have to go and deposit in government account because he cannot keep that money. So that meaning, if I'm a customer, I have availed services of MSME category, and I have delayed payment by another 45 days. So my permitted term is 45 days. I made payment after 90 days. So that balance 45 days which I have delayed, I am liable to pay 3 times the bank interest. That meaning if bank rate is 7%, 21% per annum interest for the 45 days, I have to compulsorily provide in books of account. Otherwise, my balance sheet and audit report will be qualified if I do not provide for it. So that charge has to be taken in books of account for that interest. Now what happens? Since we have got our money at the 90th day, you will keep quiet, my money has come, fine, I am happy. But the fact remains, you can go and claim that money from your customer for the delayed period, because that money is already lying for you. If you do not claim, after a certain period of time, that money, the bank, the customer has to deposit in government account. So money he cannot use it. That's why you see in most of the balance sheets, when you see the outstanding of the SME category, there will be interest provision also, if they have delayed the payment. Yeah. 100%. It's not an option. It is not an option. Go and see the balance sheet. You will find something MSME interest.
Sir, what सारे cases में company itself is not providing the interest?
Their balance sheet will be qualified. Because that's a non-compliance to the act. No, there's no question of going under the table. They have to pay across. It is in all black and white. Yeah.
Otherwise, second option is that can you please give us that we don't want the interest part just of the bill outstanding amount. So what is the solution for that? And since the client is like big client and
I am with you completely, because you have to continue business. Business relationship cannot be, for the sake of interest, you can't sacrifice. But the fact is, if you are doing something which is like changing the invoice, I can't help it, because then you yourself are saying my payment has come within 45 days. Right. If you say that earlier my whatever bills I raised, I cancelled it, I raised a new bill, and now you are complying with it, it's fine. But if you not change your bill, right, and your original bill remains and company has delayed it, company is liable to pay that interest. So you can, rather than going and aggressively talking about, you say in any case you will have to provide, why, and afterwards, after some time you have to pay to the government. It's like unclaimed salary and unclaimed bonus. What do you do? Or investor fund which lies with the many companies, unclaimed dividend, they have to deposit with the SEBI and those investment authorities. Similarly, this money will also go into those accounts where government, but the company will not be able to use that money, that's for sure. So that's where I said part of, if not 18,000, at least part is there on the table which you can go and claim.
according to your experience of this, how many people agree to this thing
What's the harm? Rather it will help him, rather than keeping this or carrying this amount in books of account for so many years. कोई हो सकता है, बट अगर लॉजिकली बात करोगे, आपके तो किसी काम का नहीं है, तो कंपनी का उसको कैरी फॉरवर्ड करना पड़ेगा, हर साल बताना भी पड़ेगा ऑडिटर को.
The company is closed. And from whom we have to recover the payment. Then what is the solution?
That is different thing. If company is not working, obviously, then you need to go through that normal process of IBC and all, claim your money through IBC. If company is filed for insolvency, those are different matters. Those are exceptions. But if company is running and very much there, and if they are delayed, they have to make the payment. Now coming, sorry, सबके लिए है ना ये तो.
गवर्नमेंट इंडियन
सबके लिए rule is for everybody.
अगर उन्होंने इनवॉइस बुक नहीं किया है और हमारे बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स में इनवॉइस दिख रहा है, तो फिर उस केस में क्या करें?
आपका पेमेंट ड्यू हो जाता है जिस दिन आपका गुड्स एक्सेप्ट हो गया या सर्विसेज एक्सेप्ट हो गई, इररिस्पेक्टिव बुक किया कि नहीं किया. इट इज योर इनवॉइस व्हिच यू रेज.
बेसिकली वो कह रहे हैं कि वो मिसमैच हो रहा है, हमारे इसमें इनवॉइस नहीं दिख रहा है पर आपके इसमें दिख रहा है.
वो आप जीएसटी की बात कर रहे हो.
नहीं सर, इनवॉइस मतलब हमने उनको बेचा है हमारे बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स में, पर उन्होंने अपने अकाउंट्स में वो बुक नहीं किया इनवॉइस.
So it is more than invoice, it is acceptance of goods or services.
Yes.
From that day the due date starts.
ओके, पर वो एक्नॉलेजमेंट मांग रहे हैं, हमारे पास है एक्नॉलेजमेंट.
Goods का acceptance का है तो that is good enough.
फॉलो करते
सबके लिए,
हैं? नहीं,
ये तो सबके लिए है।
एक्चुअली बहुत सारी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनीज मुझे नहीं लगता ये फॉलो कर रही हैं।
हाँ, लेकिन करना सबके लिए है। वो तो ये वाली बात है कि ट्रैफिक लाइट पे किसी ने सिग्नल तोड़ दिया, कुछ को फाइन मिला, कुछ को नहीं लगा। एक्चुअली रूल सबके लिए। आप ये इनफैक्ट ये अगर आप जाओगे ना, आपको अगेन लाइक पहले भी बात हुआ है, एमएसएमई साइट पे जाओगे आपको ये सब कुछ प्रोविजन मिलेंगे।
व्हाट अबाउट सर्विस इंडस्ट्रीज, जैसे सर्विस देते हैं?
आरबीआई की साइट पे भी एमएसएमई का है एक सर्कुलर कि ये आपको पेमेंट, या थैंक्स
सर, फॉर एग्जांपल वी वांट टू डिजिटल मार्केटिंग सर्विसेज और वेब डिजाइनिंग सर्विस, हम सर्विस देते हैं एंड देन द बैलेंस पेमेंट हैज टू बी कम ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस, तो परफॉर्मा इनवॉइस रेज होता है, इनवॉइस रेज नहीं होता है। हाउ डज दिस
So, more than invoice, this is acceptance of your goods. And if there's a dispute, there's a dispute resolution mechanism under which you can take up that. I think in the interest of time, let me run through fast other topics. So, Somji read a topic about working capital requirement. So, if payment, in fact, government has gone one step ahead. Like if your credit period is 45 days, but you need money immediately, you have various platforms available which can give you money immediately. That's a kind of a bill discounting. So if you're dealing with a company, they accept your invoice and you can get that invoice discounted from various platform operators and various banks to get your money immediately. Here again, you get advantage. Advantage is that if you're dealing with a company which is strong enough, you sometimes get a lower rate of interest because you are using the balance sheet. Though it will not be on their balance sheet, but basis the balance sheet and the credit worthiness of customer, you get better deal in terms of getting your money. So, and those are also, you sign up with those platforms and maybe in a day or two you get your money back by way of a bill discounting, by paying that few charges and interest rate. So that's where you get money immediately, you don't even have to wait for 45 days. Because now government has made sure that your payment will be done in 45 days. Banks also, or those platforms also sure that money will come. And that's why you get the bill discounting faster. Yeah, there's a lower rate of interest relatively. So I think all of this, we've seen that working capital side earlier we were extending credits, now you can have wallets, UPI payments, etc., through which remotely you can collect monies. Bill discounting, this is what I was talking about. What Somji raised about it. Okay, now tech capability. Now many of the companies have MSME licensing policy which is cheaper as compared to the bigger ones or the normal licensing they do. Tele is one example. We in previous presentation also we saw the number of things we've spoken about, that how MSME can use that. And then again, most of the banks, or rather most of the technology providers, have started charging based on the turnover. So since initially MSME category is lower turnover, you tend to pay lower amounts. Then let's go to reach to market, a smartphone and internet penetration. We know now every customer who has a smartphone has a access to internet, and he is a customer for you, right? Chalta firta customer. Just to give you example, today 700 millions or 70 crore people have access to internet, and 90% of that own a smartphone. It's likely to reach to 900 million, meaning 90 crore people would have internet access in next 3 years. And with the 5G resolution or 5G technology coming in, this will expand much more. So if you have your presence footprint either on social media or your own website, I think globe is your market. So that's what social media, aggregator platforms, online stores, ONDC, we just heard, that's a platform which is open for you to transact anywhere. Preference, there's a government also is promoting MSME category. The 25% of the government procurement has to happen through MSME companies. That's a mandate which is given. So that's a preference which we can avail as a MSME customers. And earlier also MSME Global Mart we spoke about. There also you can get registered, and your reach can be global with the various subsidized options available from government. Last, on the regulatory compliances side, rationalization of compliances. Obviously many of the things have moved online. where or some of the documents are made single one-page document for compliance. Many of them have been removed. Most of the filings or tax payments or quarterly returns have been made online, so that you don't have to go to department and waste your time, which you can use it for business purposes. I would like to emphasize this thing for every single MSME category businessman. Every entrepreneur, whether you want to take benefit or not, please make sure you register. Registration is free. What you need is only PAN number and Aadhaar. Make sure every one of you register on the portal. There are immense benefits which are available, which you can use. It's various, subsidies, concessions, and benefits. All these are benefits you can use at any point of time. It's not necessary that you need to register when you start your business. At any given point of time, you can register and take this benefit. This is Udyam. MSME, or you go to MSME platform, there you get a registration link for Udyam. You register there. It's very simple, no charge. Just 2 documents required and maybe few details of your business, you can register and be eligible for this. In 3 to 4 days, you get a certificate of your registration, which you use it for your businesses and get these benefits. Be it government tenders, be it your banking loans, be it your realization of receivables, all subsidies, all kind of benefits. I think this will help in a big way. So I will recommend once again, all of you go and register. There's no harm, there's no loss, there's no negative thing of registering there. Sorry? Yeah, there also you get benefit. The moment for MSME category, there are different rates. You get a discount for your business. So with this, I think I come to my presentation. In fact, the organization which I work for is a DTDC, also a cluster of MSMEs. There are 15,500 partners, channel partners, who are all entrepreneurs, have been working with the company and generating revenue across country. So about 14,000 odd pin codes which we cover with 15,500 channel partners, and many of them are second generation entrepreneurs. And that's the strength of company. The company is built on MSME category people who are supporting company to be where it is today. Yeah, it's a kind of. And this is kind of infrastructure which you have. And these are product offerings, company has it, again, backed by all SME categories. The entire service delivery happens through MSME category business owners. Be it light product, be it temperature control, integrated logistic, e-commerce marketplace, or consumer electronics, or last but not the least, securitized products. All of them are very, very, very nicely handled by MSME categories. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you. Any more question, I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, Anilji, for the wonderful talk. And the fact that it was interactive.
Arunji, there is a question.
Yeah, most questions were there.
I was, currently I'm not part of any organization.
Sir, in case you don't get your payment in 45 days, which body do you approach?
The statutory auditors, the annual audit which happens, they have to qualify your books of or your audit report, saying that these are the there will be 3 categories. One, the normal dues, MSME category dues, and interest on any delayed payment. So anything which is beyond 45 days, they have to calculate interest and provide for that interest in books of account. And if that provision is not done, auditor will qualify the balance sheet.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anilji, we will request you to pick up a card also for the lucky draw.
My pleasure. Thank
the
you.
last lucky draw. Fingers crossed. Sanjay Tari. Launch Capital. Sanjay Tari.
Gaya.
Gaya. Gift
Oh.
to be Gaya.
तो ऐसा प्रोविजन नहीं है, वो जिसने निकाला उसको दे दो।
दे दिया। नॉट कॉलिंग, मेरा कार्ड निकला।
ये तो सबके सामने निकाला है भाई।
और एक निकालो, चलो और
एक और निकालो। मैं तो देखा भी नहीं है भाई।
आप अभी ना बोल रहे थे ना।
हाँ सारे मैं तो सब हिला के निकाल रहा हूँ। नहीं
अरे इट्स ओके।
बिल्कुल। थैंक यू। सच ए प्लेजर। या बिल्कुल जी। थैंक यू। सॉरी आपका है। यू अर्नड इट by being lucky.
I request Somji, Hemang and Naresh to come on the stage to felicitate Anil ji.
Thank you.
You all can keep clapping, please. At least the next door person might get up.
It'll help you keep awake as well.
Keep awake, yeah.
Thank you.
Little louder. Yeah, keep going.